you all. I hope by the grace of God you are doing great. Welcome you once again to our virtual lesson videos, our classroom. Before I go on, I want to urge you to subscribe, to remind you again to subscribe to the page. Yes, today we are going to treat a new topic altogether. We are done with the civilization of ancient Aksum and ancient Ethiopia. And I am confident that whenever you are asked any question about both Ethiopia and Aksum, you will be able to answer. Today we are moving on to our own area here, West Africa. So we are looking at the civilization and culture of the West African Sudan. So we've heard of Sudan, which is a country today, but we are not referring to that Sudan that you know. This one is the West African Sudan. So the people we are going to study about were found in West Africa, and indeed they are still found in West Africa. So basically, we are going to look at two things. We are going to introduce ourselves to the Western Sudanese states. The Western Sudanese states. These states were found in West Africa. They were found in West Africa. So basically, we are going to introduce ourselves to these Western Sudanese states. Who were they, and of course, how were they looking like? And then we shall also look at some of the kingdoms of the Western Sudanese states. So we shall discuss some of the kingdoms that emerged from the West African territory area. So basically, these are the two things we are going to cover in this lesson. So quickly, let's take a look at our lesson objectives. As I have already said, at the end of the lesson, we should be able to discuss some of the major kingdoms that constituted the West African Sudanese states. Which kingdoms were called the West African Sudanese states? Which of the kingdoms, of course, also we will discuss the history of some of these kingdoms. But before we go to the kingdoms, let us take and look at the introduction to the West African Sudan. West African Sudan. Now, the term Sudan, so like I said, Sudan is not the Sudan that we know already, but the term Sudan we are referring to here is an Arabic word, and it was derived from the term Bilad al-Sudan. So the term Sudan, so Bilad al-Sudan is an Arabic word, and Sudan was taken from this Arabic word as Bilad al-Sudan. So they only took off the Bilad al and then they said Sudan, meaning land of the blacks. So Bilad al-Sudan simply means land of the blacks. So Sudan simply will probably mean land of the blacks. Now, which the Arabs used to refer to the territory that lies immediately to the south of the Sahara Desert and inhabited by Negroid peoples referred to as the Sudanese. We shall go to the map. South of the Sahara Desert, northern Africa, that's below North Africa. So Sahara Desert, North Africa is not part. But all the countries that fall below North Africa, especially West Africa, is what we term as the Sahara Desert. So this Bilad al-Sudan was used to refer to, let's look at the map. Let's look at the map here. So this is the Sahara Desert. Okay, so we have North Africa here, and this is the Sahara Desert, south of the Sahara Desert. So here, these areas were what the Arabs referred to as the Bilad al-Sudan. Okay, but we'll go back to the map again and look at it well. So let's I'll focus on this when we finish. We'll go there. So people of the Western Sudan created empires. So some of the countries or empires that they created or states: Ghana, Mali, Songhai, we had Kanem Bornu, and the other states. Between the 6th and we have the 19th century, these politics developed from smaller societies into greater civilization. So these states started as a small state, okay, but later they developed into great what civilization. Ghana was the first to rise and fall. It was followed by Mali, Songhai, the Hausa states, and Kanem. Now let's quickly go to the map so that we see some of the locations of the towns. So we have here empires of the Western Sudanese states. Okay, we have empires of the Western Sudan. Now we are saying that they call this place Bilad al-Sudan, which means what? Land of the Black. That is south of the Sahara, and the Sahara is what you see up there. So this was the region referred to as the Bilad al-Sudan, which means land of the Black. And here it was inhabited by Negroid people. Negroid people in the sense that people who were black, okay, because of the skin color. And you would agree with me that the people who live south or in West Africa, all of them are mainly black, right? And this term was used by the Arabs to refer to this part of the portion. Now, some of the states or kingdoms that emerged at this portion was Ghana. We have Ghana over here. These were some of the towns in Ghana. And then we also have Songhai Empire, which also developed at this part. And then we also have the Mali Empire, which also developed here. We had the Kanem Bornu Empire, which also developed over here. Then we have the Hausa state, which was also found here. And over there is the centuries in which these kingdoms were founded or came about. So you have Ghana was 4th in the 11th century, Mali 13th, 15th, Songhai, and then it goes on and on. But today you will say that I don't see any of these, or you don't see any of these empires on the map of Africa again. Yes, they are there, especially the towns within the empires are still there. Timbuktu, for instance, is still in Mali today, that's present day in Mali. But what you should know is that the name Ghana or the empire Ghana, of course, they all declined. All these states, Mali, Kanem Bornu, and the Hausa states. The Hausa states today is part of Nigeria, and they all declined at a certain point in time. They all declined, and of course, the Ghana here is not the Ghana that we are living in. That was found in small West African country here. This is Asian Ghana, and it will interest you to know that it was because of this Ghana that the West African country, our Ghana, was named after this civilization, Ghana. The countries, the towns within them are still there, but you will not see Songhai and then all of that again. So these are the kingdoms or empires that we are going to talk about. And Ghana was the first empire to emerge from this area or this portion, which the Arabs refer to as Bilad al-Sudan. Now let's take a look at the first one, the history of ancient Ghana, so that we can know something small about ancient Ghana. The kingdom of Ghana was the first of the states that rose and fell in the Western Sudan. The kingdom was founded by the Songhai people. So Ghana was the first of the states to rise, and it was founded by the Songhai people. It can be asked which people founded the Ghana Empire. It was the Songhai people. Now Ghana was located in present-day southeastern Mauritania and southeastern Mali. So they are showing you where exactly on the map, geographically, where Ghana was located. Southeast of Mauritania, it was closer to Mauritania, and then southeastern to part of Mali. So probably around Mali and of course Mauritania, that is where ancient Ghana was found. The kingdom came into being by the 5th century AD. So by the 5th century AD, Ghana came into being, mainly as a medieval trading state in West Africa. Ghana played a very important role as a trading post, and in those days, it's not even in those days, even today, when there is a form of trade in a particular town or country, you realize that that town becomes famous and become, of course, prosperous. And that is what was happening here. All the trading towns were very, very famous, and Ghana was lucky to be one. Now, the Soninke people made up the kingdom's ruling dynasty. Although a number of different people lived within the realm of the dynasty, about 88 kings are said to have ruled Ghana from its inception to the fall of the empire. The Soninke, they were the ruling, of course, dynasty because they established the kingdom. So if you were not from that, of course, clan, you could not rule. They had about 88 kings, okay, from the time that the kingdom started or to emerge up to the time that the kingdom fell. They had 88 kings. Now, the Soninke people spoke the Mande language. We have a language in West Africa known as the Mande language. Look for the people who speak the Mande language today. That is the kind of language that the Soninke people who established Ghana, spoke. The name Ghana, according to Al-Bakri, who was a historian, Ghana was the title borne by the kings of the empire. So the name Ghana was just a title, like Utumfo. So Ghana is a title. The name Ghana means a title. And it was given to the kings of the empire, that is the Ghana kings. They bore the name Utumfo. So it's like Utumfo will then be used as the name of the state. So Utumfo state. You understand? So Ghana Empire or Utumfo Empire, something of that sort. Who was also referred to as the Kayamagan. Now, the king of Ghana was also referred to as Kayamagan, and like for instance, Utumfo can also be referred to as Asantehene. And Kayamagan means what? King of gold. So Ghana, in essence, was also rich in what? Gold. Okay. Now, a name derived from the rulers controlled the export trade in gold. Late in the 8th century, North Africans began to use the title of the kings to refer to the territory over which they ruled. So this Ghana was given to the empire by North Africans, and it was mainly because of the fact that because of King of Gold, then they decided to call them Ghana. At the height of its power in the 11th century, the capital was located at Kumbi Sale. So the capital town of Ghana was known as Kumbi Sale. I hope you have enjoyed a little information that we have gathered for you about ancient Ghana. And it was this ancient Ghana that present-day Ghana that we are living in, Kufuor Ghana, or Pamukuma Ghana, took the name Ghana after this ancient Ghana. And I hope you can be able to recall some of the simple facts that we have about Ghana for you. Let's again look at the history of ancient Mali, another important empire that also emerged from the West African Sudan. The Mali Empire was centered on the upper reaches of Senegal and Niger rivers. The Mali kingdom was founded by the Mande or the Mandingo people. It evolved by the early 11th century from the ruins of Kanem Empire. The Mali Empire developed from a small state of Kangaba. It is however believed that by the middle of the 11th century, the state had become powerful and influential. By that time, Islam had entered the territory and the kings of Kangaba embraced it. So Mali also can be found or was found today around the upper reaches of Senegal and the Niger rivers. So you go to your map, you look for the upper reaches of Senegal and the Niger rivers. That was the place where Mali, that empire we call Mali, was found. This empire is not the Mali that we know today. It's a different empire that emerged around the Senegal and Niger area. This kingdom, Mali, was also founded by a core group of people called the Mande or the Mandingo people. We have already said that Ghana was founded by the Soninke. The core people that founded Ghana was the Soninke. The Mandingo people were also the ones who founded the Mali Empire. And we are saying that by the 11th century, the Mali Empire had evolved after Ghana had declined, and we are saying that it evolved, or the empire started as a small state called the Kangaba state, but later it, of course, became an empire. And don't forget that by this time we are told that Islam had penetrated to this area. So the kings of Mali then embraced what? Islam, and therefore the religion of the Mali people would, of course, be Islam. They were all Muslims. Now, the prosperity of Kangaba made the Susu kingdom of Kenyatta envious. The ruler of Susu kingdom, Sumanguru Kante, therefore attacked and absorbed Kangaba into his kingdom, and this invasion took place after Sumanguru had subdued the remnants of the ancient Ghana Empire. So Kangaba became the state, the small state that began the Mali Empire. So Kangaba would be a nucleus of the Mali Empire. They laid the foundation. But then because of the prosperity that the small state of Kangaba enjoyed, the Susu kingdom of Kenyatta, who of course Sumanguru Kante was the chief or the king of this Susu kingdom, okay, and because of what the Kangaba state was enjoying, Sumanguru Kante then decided to attack the Kangaba state, okay, just in so therefore he can have access to that prosperity. Now it is believed that Sumanguru Kante killed 11 sons of King Sobolo of Kangaba. He, however, spared the life of the 12th son because he was a cripple. This cripple known as Sundiata Keita and also referred to as Maritata later regained the use of his legs. He became so powerful that in his war against Manguru at the Battle of Karina in 1235, he defeated the latter. The Susu kingdom of Kenyatta now became part of Kangaba, which developed into the Mali Empire. The Mali Empire declined and fell in the 15th century. A very, very interesting story or scenario here. After Sumanguru Kante had, of course, conquered the little state of Kangaba, what then happened was that he killed about 11 sons of the king of Kangaba, who was called King Sobolo. Okay, and the most interesting thing was that he left the 12th son, and the 12th son was left because he was crippled, and his name was called Sundiata Keita, and of course he was also referred to as Mari Data. Later, this Mari Data, who was spared, regained his what? Who was spared because he was crippled, regained the legs, right? And then he came back to attack Sumanguru Kante, who had, of course, killed the father and his other brothers. And we are saying that Sumanguru Kante was defeated, and the kingdom, the Susu kingdom of Kenyatta was, of course, added to the Kangaba kingdom, and that became the Mali kingdom. And I am aware that, of course, you have enjoyed the short information that we also have for you about the Mali kingdom. Quickly, let's move on to our next empire, known as the Songhai Empire. Now, after Mali's decline and fell, Songhai emerged as a leading state in the Western Sudan. Songhai Empire was founded by the Songhai people. So Mali was founded by the Mandingo people, Ghana was the Soninke, and Songhai by the Songhai people. The original inhabitants of the Songhai state constituted three basic groups: the Soko, the Du, and the Go or the Gao. The Soko were fishing folks, the Du farmers, and the Gao hunters. So the Empire of Songhai had three basic groups that formed the empire. We have the Sogo, we have the Du, and then we have the Gao. Now, the Sogo were fishing folks, they were fishing. The Du were farmers, and the Gao were hunters. Originally, the three people lived separately until one of the Sogo imposed himself on all the three as their leader and ruler. This ruler is credited with the founding of the Dai, or the Dai dynasty of Al Kakao. So, initially, these three people that we said about the Sogo, the Du, the Gao, they were all living separately. But then later, one person, of course, from the Sogo people rose up and said, yes, I am the king, I am your leader. And of course, he formed the Dai dynasty of Al-Kakao. And this Dai dynasty will probably mean that he must be part or he must be born from that dynasty. And so he forcefully, of course, incorporated the two, and then the Gao people under his care. And of course, he became the ruler. Now, Al-Kakao was located on the bend of the River Niger, with its capital at Kiki. The Dai dynasty of Al-Kakao was founded in about, and so what happened was that his capital became Al-Kakao, and the Dai dynasty, that is where the Dai dynasty or the Tazad dynasty were found, and therefore he started that dynasty, because if you were not born into that dynasty, you could not rule the Songhai Empire. Now later on, the settlement of Gao also developed in the area. It served as a city-state as well as a commercial center. Gao produced strong leaders who founded the Songhai Empire after absorbing the area of Al-Kakao. The founding of Gao as a new capital did not lead to the total abandonment of Kiku. Kiku remained the traditional capital where the former installation of Songhai University took place. So, as when Kiku was founded as the capital of the Songhai Empire by the man or the ruler from the Sogo state, what happened was that Gao was also developing as a commercial center, and Gao managed to produce strong leaders, who became later, who of course absorbed the Al-Kakao area, which had been already been established by the Dai dynasty, and then Songhai, Kako then became the new capital for the Songhai Empire. However, Kiku still remained a traditional, but when they were going to install any chief, they went to Songhai. Thus, during the era of the Dai dynasty, Songhai had two capitals. Once Kiku was the traditional or political capital, the commercial nerve center. Gao was the commercial nerve center of the state. So Gao remained the commercial center or capital of the state, while the traditional capital or the political capital still remained at Kiku as it was done by the Dai dynasty. I hope you have also enjoyed the little information or history about the Songhai Empire. Now quickly, let's then look at the last history of the kingdom. Then go and look for that of the Hausa people too as well. I gave you about 4. Now, during the 16th century, Western Sudan saw the rise of another empire called Kanem Bornu. Now, Kanem Bornu was founded by the Kunuri people. So note the core people who founded all the kingdoms we have talked about. The core of the empire was located in western environs of Lake Chad. The empire had a world capital called Ngazangum, sometimes called the Duini Bornu. Now this empire was located around Chad. You know your map were very close somehow to West Africa, but not too closer to West Africa. Now we are saying that Kanem Bornu is said to be one of the oldest empires in the world. Tradition states that the founders of Bornu hailed from Kanem. There are at least 3 traditions of origin. But one that finds favor is related to a man called Siv Yazin, and it must be stated, however, that the empire came into existence when the Sok people settled around the basin of the Lake Chad. In other words, the Sok were the original inhabitants of Kanem. They were mainly farmers, and of course, there isn't much information about the history of the Kanem Bornu. But what we know is that it was a man called Siv Yazin who started it, and we also told that, of course, it was the Sok people who also became the original inhabitants in the Kanem Empire. Good. So we have had some sort of information about some of the important empires that emerged in Western African Sudan. Let's move to our try work. So we have some past questions here for you. Mention the names of the three of the core groups people of the following ancient Western Sudanese. So the core group of people who founded these states: Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Kanem. The same question here. This one came 2011, then this one also came 2017. And I hope that you have also enjoyed this lesson. Once again, you must subscribe to the page, the channel, comment it to your friends. We'll meet again some other time. Bye.